I love JToH, but it's a game I struggle to find an alternative to, or at least one I find enjoyable. Most would default to EToH or CSCD, but I find them too uninspired or too gimmicky for my liking, and many would fall for the same trap. But one stuck out with me despite borrowing a lot from JToH and being just as gimmicky. I liked the Neat project, but only as a novelty. The premise of the entirety of JToH shrunken down to the size of JToH's smallest tower is comical, but it could only work in small doses, because the original idea for a Neat is a joke. I don't know what makes a Neat tick, but my favorite one was the first one because you could do stuff like this, and every iteration forward regressed into this short but difficult mini tower. The Neat project takes a different approach, choosing to capture the spirit of the tower it's parodying without artificially upping its difficulty. But the body is so minuscule, it's an impossible task to do without destroying most of the floor. So builders improvised, adding jump reducers to further cram more content into one floor, or locking progress away until you willingly follow the set pathway. These are clever workarounds, but it ruins a lot of the fun and freedom that I adored about the first Neat. I don't want to discourage people from trying out the Neat project. Maybe you'll enjoy it, and I still admire the continuation of the game. It has its own custom world and even brings back some of the deconfirmed towers in Neat form. I am also excited to see how more modern towers will be in this form. But I believe I've made my point on why the Neat project doesn't work. So let's move on to what you're here for, the project dedicated to making JToH twice as fantastic. The JToH XL project is a direct copy of JToH with the sole intent of pursuing an idea that hasn't been done yet: inflation.
Oh fuck!
Now everything is twice as big. Towers are now 20-floor citadels, citadels are now 30-floor obelisk. Even the lobbies are twice as big. I'm over-exaggerating a bit, but the point is, the JToH XL project is like a new game plus for players done with JToH, but want more out of the game's tower. If you're expecting new towers, while there's a few custom citadels, EToH is still your best pick. Or you can try something way different like PTTT Grand Scheme if you're tired of the tower formula. But that's a discussion for another time. For now, what can we expect from these citadels? I'm going to list features of a citadel and see how the XL project handles it, as it helps me convey the project's strengths and flaws, plus it makes this video's writing seem more professional. One of the most defining attributes of a citadel. Every citadel's portal labels the amount of floors each citadel have, with the highest being 25 and the lowest only 12 in the base game. This doesn't mean that the citadel plays longer than a tower, but that's a discussion for another time. In the XL project, this rule is not broken. However, the average amount of floors is noticeably higher, but you're already given 10 floors, so why not just add 2 to 4 extra floors and call it a day? And if the XL project wasn't a passion project, that would be guaranteed, but it isn't. 3 new floors and you ask why I'm even playing this. 10 new floors and the experience may be a bit different. These new floors also cut in between the old floors, so some tight spots may be less punishing or the complete opposite. More notably, the new floors match the style and quality of the tower it's expanding, so citadels like True Skill stick to its purest roots, while Citadel of Despair's new floors replicate its beautiful shittiness. The best part about this is some underused ideas in their originals get more representation, like the paintball section in coherent and the altitude teaming in ToH. On the other hand, the bad tower's qualities is so rock bottom that the new floors can't even match it. The thing I love about JToH Citadels is how much it breaks away from the norm. Its disfigurement and its absolute unhinged progression keeps it surprising at all turns. It's something that gets better and better despite its rocky start. And I'm glad the XL project mostly sticks with that formula. It just doesn't expand on something old, it warps it to create something new too. Now there's citadels like Citadel of Funny Thoughts and Citadel of Traps that bends the rules so much it creates a less punishing experience. with the latter Citadel receiving a new polish to boot. It's not just frames that are broken, progression can go awry as well. Citadel of Freezing Hands likes to catch you off guard with trickery and create these looping sections, just like Citadel of Heights and Depths once did. Speaking of, Obelisk of Heights and Depths goes even crazier with that idea, inventing new ideas as well and adding references to Jude's other work. It's also 3 hours long, so it's time to get a better internet connection. We are just breaking the ice here. There's a lot more stuff I can mention, like the fact that Steeples and Needs also get the same XL treatment. There's also some original made stuff like its OST and those few new custom Citadels I mentioned before, with some custom Citadels made to replace the towers that weren't allowed in by the original builders. But they still have their core ideas intact from the originals, so I view it more as a revamp. Citadel of 1=0 is back. To recap, I think the XL project is a fantastic alternative to JToH if you're interested in replaying an expanded version of JToH that's fresh enough to not feel the same and expand upon ideas left by the originals, while maintaining a standard of quality equal to that of the original JToH. But a fair warning, the existence of zones in the XL project means that Zone 2 will be a thing, and Zone 2 has Tower of Great Displeasure.